For your runes, use Electrocute for its burst damage, then use Triumph for additional damage to low HP champions and its heal, or Scorch for extra damage when poking. After that use Bone Plating if you're against an assassin, Nullifying Orb for its bonus shield, or Second Wind if you're against ranged champions. Lastly use Hunter Genius for bonus ability haste, or Sweet Tooth for more lane sustain and extra gold. For your items, get Luden's Echo first since it's good for burst damage and wave clearing. Next buy Rabadon's Death Cap for huge AP bonus. Then get Infinity Orb for its extra damage to low HP champions. These will be your core items. After your core items, you can build Morlanomycon if the enemy team has a lot of healing, Void Staff for magic penetration, or Banshee's Veil for its bonus MR and spell shield. For your boots, get Ionian Boots of Lucidity for bonus ability haste, then upgrade it to Stasis Enchant. Build Q or E at level 1. When laning against a melee champion, let them push first then freeze the wave just outside of your turret. By freezing the wave, you can farm safely under your turret while poking your opponent every time they walk up to last hit a minion. This will also have them overextend from their turret, making them vulnerable to ganks from your jungler. If your opponent decides to roam to other lanes since he can't get minion CS, immediately clear the wave to crash it to their turret, so he will miss a lot of gold and experience. After crashing the wave to your opponent's turret, recall, replenish your health and mana, and buy items to have an advantage to your lane opponent when you return. When laning against a ranged champion, use your abilities to clear minion wave and save your passive fear to disengage when your opponent decides to go all in. You'll be at a disadvantage against a ranged opponent, so just take the minion you can take without losing too much HP, and scale to the mid-game where you can fight together with your team. You can also roam to other lanes to help them gain lead. Before roaming, make sure to clear the minion wave first so you'll only miss few of them when you return. When roaming, visit the ones that are overextending far from their turret, walk behind them and burst them with your abilities. You can also dive the enemies that are low HP and just sticking to their turret to last hit minions. A successful dive helps your allies gain their lead, because the dived enemies will lose a lot of minions and have their turret platings destroyed. During a team fight, stay behind your team while using your E and Q to deal damage. Reserve your W for protection if an enemy decides to dive you. When the enemy have used up their crowd control abilities, use your ult to dive and clean up the team fight with its resets. If you're ahead of your enemies, you can also initiate fights with your ult plus W combo and one-shot a squishy enemy, or set a crowd control for your team. After having a reset of your ult, make sure your other abilities are all ready before diving again so you won't just die easily. If your team is on the lead, push together with your team to force a winnable team fight. If your team wins the fight, continue pushing or get the Drake or Baron to increase your lead. But if your team is behind, focus on clearing minion wave and help on securing vision to your jungle while waiting for the next objective. Combos.
Do the thing, Shadow. Or something.
Vex is usually played in mid lane, so watch this video next to learn more about playing mid lane.